All right, guys, first and foremost, congrats on week one. I'm so proud of y'all. I know for me, it's been a challenging week, but I figured we'd start off the call kind of sharing what I know we've been sharing in the chat, but like what you most enjoyed about this week and maybe one thing that you'd like to improve or you have a question about so we can kind of talk through tonight going into week two. So I'll start off. I really loved that everyone was super real in our message thread. So I think I've shared we've never done that for a test group before. So I was like, I don't know, is it going to be too many people or too many things going on? But I love that it's so natural and you guys are so open. And I know Sarah made a really great post, I think in the last day I saw, and just how much it's helped her. And it's been like everything to me this week. So thank you for keeping it real. And one thing I want to specifically talk about tonight as we move through is how to manage stress, because that's kind of the focus this week, which I thought was hilarious because, I've been a crazy stress ball over here. So I'm excited to talk more about that once we kind of go through. So who wants to share next?
I'll go.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've loved like being a part of the group and like having different aspects and people kind of like chime in. I feel like that was the reason why I joined Beachbody. So having people like a team to do it together has been like life changing. The thing I struggled with is like finding new ways to have different foods. I think like I'm so tired of tofu. I was trying to like just do like plant proteins and I'm so over it. Like I look at it honestly and I'm like, ugh. So I just like planned ahead for the week and pick different recipes because I mean it's not limited to just that. So I'm just gonna go back and expand it. And so that's gonna be my challenge. And then not like going back to the sweets. I still have like sugar cravings, so that's been hard for me.
Yeah, I think like not forcing yourself to do something you don't like to eat. Like try it. If you don't like it, put it aside and move it along. It's totally cool. I'm not a tofu person either, so I'm not even trying it. Who wants to go next? One thing that worked well this week, and then one thing you kind of want to improve. Go for it, Sarah. Sarah Ryder. Sorry, there's two Sarahs on here.
Um, like I said, the one thing I enjoyed was having everyone be so real. Like I shared in the chat, I do have Crohn's. I need to eat better like this, but I went down a slippery slope. Um, I was able to cut out all the added sugar this week, any sodas, things of that nature, and it made me feel so much better. My struggle next week is that I have my infusion, and that's always been like a cheat day for me. So any type of substitutions for fries or salty foods or sweet foods is going to be something I'm looking for. But I have just enjoyed sharing with all of y'all and seeing how we're all going through different areas and the same stuff.
We're going to go over treats. So I got you on that. I have something pulled up for that. Who wants to go next?
I might as well go, the other Sarah.
Yeah. Hey, girl.
Hi. I think the struggle for me is I was on vacation, and when you're on vacation, even when you're going out to eat, there's so much added salt, and you're not drinking enough water because I'm not like at my house with my big jug of water. And then you're with other people that even if you get something healthy, they might have like French fries on their plate, but you're like, I'll just have a couple. Or like I didn't order any dessert, but then my family got desserts, and it's like, I'll just try a bite of it. And I've noticed like my struggle now coming back is my body's used to like eating saltier foods, eating sugar, and it's like, it's so crazy how addicting sugar is. Like it's insane. As soon as I got back and I'm getting back to my regular like meals and I'm not eating sugar, I would like kill someone for some sugar. And then I find myself being like, okay, well, I'll have some honey or I'll have some agave, but I am like squeezing huge amounts of honey because my body just wants like that sugar rush. So I'm trying to like manage that. And I got some figs, like dates. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but it says it's nature's candy. So like I've been doing that, and like I've also been doing like putting a cinnamon stick in hot water and letting it sit, and then just drinking like the cinnamon tea part of it. So and I feel the same way the other Sarah does, how she just said, like, one of the good things for this week is I love that Insta chat. Like, I love seeing what everyone's saying. I love like going on everyone's Insta page and getting like motivated and seeing people's like reels and videos. And like, I feel like I'm not alone in it. And so, and now having like other people to kind of bounce things off of and to say like, hey, you're doing a good job, or you can do it. I think it's just, it makes me feel like I know I'm going to be successful at this, and I'm going to get things back to where I want them to be, just because everyone's like going through it together. So I'm grateful. Yeah, really grateful.
So happy you're here. Sarah and
I know, finally.
I know we've been talking for a long time, so this is cool to see you on and share about
Yeah.
that. And always
Yeah.
coming back from vacation is friggin' hard. Why do you think I like pushed this a week past DR? Because I'm like, I need a week to transition my body off tequila.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you.
No, I know it's terrible. Thanks. Thank you.
Awesome. Who wants to go next? Kayla? There you
I
go.
couldn't find my unmute button.
No worries.
Sorry, my voice sounds a little bit weird. I got sick during this week, of course. And but I feel like just being able to have everything set out for me, and I know what I'm supposed to be eating. I know that I have the things that are going to make me feel good. That's a really big win for me, because a lot of times I come home and I just eat what I have. Well, now I have only the good stuff. So, and I have pre-made it, so I don't have to, because as a teacher, I come home and I'm tired and I don't want to make anything. So just coming home and having it all pre-made, just, warming it up and having it there has been really great. A struggle that I've had, that I'm going to have the whole time, is the fact that I'm colorblind, and the color containers have been like throwing me off completely. I was doing blue and purple and completely switching them for the first like 2 days. So I finally like got on with my sister, and I was like, you need to tell me which one's blue and which one's purple. And I wrote it on each container.
I was going to say there should be stickers too that came with your containers that you can put on.
But they're just the color. They don't say blue, or they don't say purple.
Ooh, okay. So
So
Sharpie.
I just had them on the wrong. I mean, I put the stickers on the right one, but I didn't.
Poor thing. I'm so sorry.
So, but I wrote the color on them now, so I should be good. But, and then just like what everyone else was saying, having that support group has been awesome. Seeing that I'm not the only one that's, maybe struggling with getting all my containers in each day, or, getting enough of my veggies or anything like that. So that's been really good to see that we're all kind of in the same boat.
Yep. Well, if we have future people that are colorblind, you're going to be the go-to girl, because I'm so, well, at least green and purple are like the same size. So if you ever mix those up, you're good. All right, Alice, I see you next. And
Hey. Sorry, again, I also couldn't find my unmute button because I'm on my Fire tablet and I'm not used to using that.
No worries, you're here.
So this week, I definitely got a lot more of my veggies in prior programs and everything. I struggle so much with vegetables. I hate them. I really do. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to double up on ones that I really like, and I'm going to push. I need to get 8 veggies in a day, and that's a lot for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? Double up carrots, peppers, salads, but I did it. I was good. What I struggled with big time was a lot of inflammation. joints were killing me and migraines pretty much almost the whole week. But I'm just like, listen, it's the first week. I'm cutting out a lot of stuff. So I'm expecting that. But I'm hoping, this coming week will be a heck of a lot better. But I'm very proud of myself that I stuck, with my foods and everything. I did really good. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, you totally should be. I feel like all of us probably think we have a lot of vegetables because no matter what plan you're at, I think it's like 6 and up. So that's a lot for
Yeah.
anyone. And I would say the same thing, like headaches should start subsiding probably day 10 if you're really cutting out a lot of stuff. I know for many of you, coffee is a big one that you're probably minimizing extra sugar and stuff like that. So that's gonna be typical.
Yeah, because with my migraines, I would normally drink like a can or two of Pepsi or Coke. And I'm like, nope, I got to not do that. And I was just like, you know what? Going to sleep, use my eye patch. I'm like, I told my husband, again, I'm like, nope, mommy's head's hurting. Gotta go to bed.
Love it. Good boundaries. Proud of you.
Me too. Thank you.
Hey, Alice, I've had a lot of like inflammation in the past and a lot of
Okay.
issues, and something that has worked really well for me, I don't know if you ever do it, is turmeric. So,
Okay.
oh my God, like, I mean, it started where honestly, I got these like CBD gummies from Charlotte's Web, and they had turmeric in them because I was interested in CBD and what it would do as like an anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
And then now I just like, I mean, I get it at Whole Foods. You can get it anywhere. There's like a turmeric powder, or you can get like a turmeric gummy. And I don't know if anybody else has used turmeric before, or sometimes I'll just buy the root and like cut it up and put it in hot water, but it's made like a really big difference. So, and there's recipes you can cook with turmeric, but I find it easier to just have it as like tea or like a powder. But yeah, I swear by it now.
Okay. I'll
Yeah,
definitely
you
add that into
try
this
it.
week then.
I used
Yeah,
to take it
yeah.
a lot, that and ginger. I used to take
Yeah.
a supplement daily, the turmeric and ginger, and it worked wonders when I was really
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'll definitely add that in this week. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Awesome. I forget about turmeric. I have that in my cabinet, but such a good point. All right, Julia, Megan, or Katie, can you guys share? Or you can always put in the chat too. That works. Whatever works for y'all.
Hi, I'm here. I'm just cooking, so it's kind of loud for a second.
You're good.
I second everybody who said that they really enjoyed the chat. I have as well. I was a little bit apprehensive at first because I'm not a big like group chat girl, but I think being on Instagram was perfect because it's just a different kind of notification than your text going off all day. And I know you can like silence it and stuff. But yeah, seeing the recipes and just like everyone sharing their victories and their struggles has been really helpful because like I said, I've kind of done this in the past on my own for my gut health journey, and it's not easy. So it's just so much better to have everybody here. And I wasn't great with my supplements this week overall, and other little tweaks that I'm looking forward to making this week and really dialing it in and getting it down.
Proud of you. Megan or Katie, y'all want to share before we move on?
Yeah, I could do it. I again, I love the chat. Like I've already been like, how do we do this with future groups from that standpoint? Because I think it has been just a huge benefit for everybody. Just
We 100% will do it for future groups. 100%.
yeah, I think it helps keep everybody off their island. And out of your own head. So like that was the big thing, like takeaway for me. I was like, holy crap, from that standpoint. As far as food, yeah, I feel like overall I did pretty well this week. I have still been kind of sick with all that going on. So that has been my challenge, but I've managed to get all my workouts in, which was surprising because a lot of what I have going on now is just this cough I can't seem to get rid of. So even during the cardio, I never got to the point where I was like, felt like I was going to hack up my lungs on the floor. So, so from that standpoint, it's a ton of veggies. And I feel like I'm kind of a one trick pony when it comes to like, hey, this is my go-to meal. Which you guys saw, which is the kind of a ground turkey, red pepper or poblano pepper or both, a little bit of onions. And then I get those wraps from Trader Joe's, which I will admit I loved, which was the new thing for me last week. So I got Ryan to help me with meal prepping today. And so you guys saw the quinoa thing for today. I've got ground pork, poblano Dijon to put on, lettuce and with a honey mustard sauce and stuff for this week. So certainly trying to branch out and hold on one second, Millie, no ma'am. And trying to try something new every week. So this week is miracle noodles. Autumn showed it on her story yesterday, and I found I could get them at Whole Foods. From what they're free. Essentially a free food. There's like 5 calories in a whole pack type thing, and vegan pesto. So really excited to, you know, kind of branch out and try something new again this week. So
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. And yeah, the recipes are super inspiring because I'm so basic when it comes to that. Like my team knows I am not the recipe queen. I usually eat the same things for every meal. So just a reminder to encourage us all, like pick up one new thing at least at the grocery store and try it, because it's going to help you expand what you like, what you don't like. Maybe try something that's not that great, but I mean, it's showing, many of you have kids, so it's showing your kids too, like it's okay to try new things and it's okay to expand and, you know, open that up, or even your spouse too, because they probably don't eat enough vegetables.
Speaking of kids, I just wanted to say my son had brown rice for the first time this week. I thought he wasn't going to like it. He's like, Mom, I love this rice. I'm like, okay, good. That's now going to be a new staple now.
That's amazing.
Fine by me.
Yeah, that's great. Like you're changing the trajectory of what they like, because they don't know unless you expose it to them, right? So huge, huge props to you. All right, I wanted to quickly just go over some of the resources to make sure you guys knew what kind of the focus was for this week. And then obviously, if you have any specific questions, we can go through that too. And also Megan shared in the chat, if you guys didn't see, she is starting tomorrow because she was in Disney World. So definitely expect some sugar cravings off of coming Disney World for sure. But you can totally do it. There's so many moms in our group chat. So if they can do the non-mindless snacking, you can do it too. All right. So for some of you, this is going to be like, okay, super basic. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I looked at it and I was like, okay, these are like pretty basic things, but I did want to point out a few things that kind of have helped me, especially over the pandemic, that maybe we've gotten out of routine of. Obviously, you guys are working out because we're all doing the full program. So I don't have to remind you of that when it comes to managing stress, but really encourage you guys to use that extra movement day. If you haven't already, go for a walk. It's supposed to be beautiful weather here this week in Philly. So I can imagine, hopefully elsewhere, the same. I know some of you are all over the country, so I'm sending you good weather vibes too. But one of the things I've really loved on Body is the meditations. So if you haven't tried that yet, something that works well for me is midday when my eyes just get like too much. I work from home Mondays and Fridays typically. So I will, if it's nice out, go on my rooftop and do a 10 or 15 minute meditation, just plug in my AirPods, close my eyes. If you're at work, maybe go into a room and close the door and just take 10 minutes to yourself. So I wanted to point those out because I love, love, love them. And I used to think that like mindset was so crazy and not worth the time, but the meditations are so, so good on Body. And then obviously she talks about taking a warm shower, a bath, going to bed early, which some of you guys talked about, making time for fun. You know, sometimes on these programs, we get so fixated on like, I have to do all the things, but it's like, you still should be a human and do the things you enjoy. And they don't have to revolve around food, or drinking, right? Because I know for so many of us, it's like, well, let's go out to happy hour, like plan something fun to do, go play cornhole, go mini golf, like go take a bike ride with the kids, something like that. I actually just got back from a walk with a friend, so that was really helpful for me to kind of talk through. So I wanted to point that out. The other things that I saw in the group chat that has also been helpful for me is the program 9-Week Control Freak. If you've never done it, has stretches for every night. And I've actually found myself doing the stretches some of the nights that I was like more sore or just sitting in your chair a lot, right? Working from home, or if you're up and about a lot, you probably need the stretching too. Really highly recommend. Maybe a few times this week, ask your spouse, hey, can we do this like 10-minute thing together? I used to do it with my previous boyfriend during the pandemic, and it was like a really nice kind of de-stressor at the end of the day. So highly, highly recommend. The other thing I wanted to point out to go over is in the gut protocol resources, there's this treats and substitutions. So I know for many of you, you asked, what can I have? What does that look like? So once per week, you can have any of these things, which fall a lot in what we are talking about. Specifically, I would highly recommend the chocolate chip cookies. So yummy. Obviously, if you make a whole batch, you're going to have to freeze some so that you don't eat so many of them, but maybe you make it for a party and bring it to the party. That's a good option. The banana oatmeal cookies are also really great. And then obviously, if you want something easier like dried fruit, those are super easy to have grab and go. So I just wanted to point that out as an option for you guys to have during the week. I know that sweets are big for me too, and it's tough. I personally don't drink coffee, so I have Energize in the morning, and sometimes I'll have half a scoop of Energize in the afternoon. So that's like another option. I would also recommend Hydrate. Mixing with that as like something to drink that's not water or that sort of thing. Did you guys have any specific questions that you wanted to ask?
Can you share that thing that you had with the sweets? It's probably on the app somewhere, but
Yeah,
I want to like screenshot it and save it to like my photos to have like a folder of stuff that I was like my go-to. So that would be awesome.
can definitely do
Thanks.
that. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's so many like options and resources sometimes in BOD. You're like, where is that thing again? Any other suggestions, you guys, that have helped you kind of manage stress or craziness?
I have, oh, go ahead, Amy.
I just had something about sweets. I was like noticing I was craving sugar a lot, like at night when I was coming home from work, and those blueberries, man, I'm like addicted. I don't know what it is.
The
But anyways,
fermented
I've been
ones?
saying, no, just the regular.
Oh,
They're
oh.
so good right now. And I've been saving like some of my fruit for at nighttime, and that's been helpful too. So that's all I had.
Yeah, I would agree. Like a peanut butter scoop with fruit at the end of the day is typically what I put on my meal plan. Julia, what did you have? You or Sarah, go ahead. Either one.
I was just gonna say also, I learned with my sweet, Autumn did, it's like a apple cobbler with oats, a little bit of syrup, and then the apples and cinnamon in the pan. I actually did it with the mixed berries. I threw some blackberry, raspberry, and it was just like berry cobbler. And it's the best way to beat a sweet tooth if you really are craving. I found out. Normally the fruit will take care of it for me, but that little extra helps out.
Such a good idea. I know I've been like loving the oats, and I was not thinking I would.
That sounds so good. Will you drop that in one of the chats that if you have a recipe for that Autumn shared, that sounds really good. I had a question about these supplements and like the long term, because obviously it's going to be kind of easy if you wanted to keep eating like this, but do they recommend like a time limit on these supplements and taking them even after the program continues? Because they kind of seem mild. Most people take a probiotic every day anyways, and then the digestive enzymes, I just don't really know. I wasn't sure if that was posted anywhere.
Yeah, it's definitely something that is recommended, I'd say, for like a few months. It's not something that you have to do forever, but it all depends on like how you feel, right? That's kind of the big theme of this program. And I love that you guys have kind of started attaching your mindset to how you feel, because that to me was a huge shift with my Beachbody journey of like, oh, I've had Shakeology for 6 months in my system and I haven't been sick. Like attaching that together was like mind blowing, because I was just like, my normal was just being sick all the time. So I just thought that that was like normal. So I would say that it's not like a one size fits all, Julia. It's really going on how you feel. So it might be something that you like phase out and start seeing how you feel after a couple months. You know, obviously with every program we do, you take something and learn from it that you kind of want to keep and implement. Because the goal isn't, I mean, obviously if you have a medical condition that's differently, but like the goal for all of us isn't to like restrict ourselves for the rest of our lives. That's not the point of this program. The point of the program is to clean up your gut, attach the good feelings, learn something that maybe you want to keep implementing, and then we will have a 2-week transition. But the way that I'm personally thinking about it supplement wise is, yeah, probably staying on them for a couple of months to see how I feel, especially as I reintroduce some things that I'm not having during this 4 weeks. You'll probably definitely want them. I know we haven't really talked about this besides in the group chat, but I've seen a lot of people sharing that they're much more regular, like going to the bathroom maybe twice a day, which is awesome. So if you have not seen the poop chart under the gut health program, definitely make sure you take a look at that. I don't have a problem talking about it, so sorry if you do, but that has been a huge transition from vacation Danielle to gut health week 1 Danielle, and it feels so much better. So that's kind of my long answer to that. I don't know if anyone else wants to chime in on, you know, the digestive pre-probiotic digestive enzymes. Sarah, you might have more insight into that. I'm not sure though. Sarah Ryder, I don't know, with Crohn's stuff.
I mean, it's kind of like what you were saying. It's something that I always still take a pre or postbiotic, and it's going to go a lot on. Stop chasing the cat. Sorry. How you're feeling personally. I know me, when I went off my probiotic, it made me feel like crap. I still get that in with the Shakeology now. And the enzymes, they always say, is it good for a couple months to get your body adjusted and slowly try to take yourself off of it.
Yep. So hopefully that's helpful, Julia. And obviously, you guys know I'm a believer you should have your shake every single day. I mean, if it makes you feel good, why stop something that makes you feel good? But that's just me.
Yeah, that was helpful. Thank you guys.
Mhm. What else you guys got? Okay. Well, your homework when you get off this call is to make sure you take your progress photos. Yes, there's going to be weeks where don't expect week 2 to have the same big results you had, because you just probably made a huge shift in your body from 0 to 7 days. So what usually, and you should expect for week 2, is to not have this massive transformation. So do not wake up next Sunday and be pissed that like your measurements didn't drop crazy or your weight didn't drop crazy. And remembering like what your goal is with this program, which I think for a lot of us is really just to feel good. So the purpose in taking the pictures and making sure you take your measurements is to have a couple different avenues to celebrate yourself. It's not for comparison. It's not to say you didn't do a good job, because to me, doing the program and being a part of this test group is worth celebrating. So take the pictures, take your measurements, lean into Zoom if you haven't done so already. I know for some of you, you've been getting on for the first time. I think Kayla was saying she did. That's awesome. So cool. And we're super proud of you. I love seeing the morning crew has been growing like crazy. And then there was one other thing I was going to say, but it's escaping me. I guess mostly just keep doing what you're doing and leaning in, because I think half the battle is remembering, like you guys said, we're not alone in this. So keep sharing your recipes because they inspire me. And I'm proud of you guys for taking this on, and let's go rock week 2. And for those of you that want to work a little bit, our coaching call is at 8. So I will see you on then. Otherwise, we'll see you next Sunday. All right, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Have a great week.